Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name is David. I've been searching the interzones for more science, space and tech news to share with you. And I came across this at Indy 100. Yes, scientists finally deciphered jaw-dropping alien transmission from 1977. Yes, in August of 1977, a strange transmission was picked up during a routine scan for signals of alien life. For more than 1 minute, Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope recorded waves from near the constellation Sagittarius that were 30 times stronger than the background murmurings of deep space. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video so you can pop in, check out these embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want. Makes for an interesting read, believe me. Furthermore, the radio waves were transmitted at the remarkably specific frequency of 1,420 megahertz, as Live Science notes. Now, hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, naturally emits radio waves at this frequency, leading some astronomers to suggest that it may have been deliberately chosen by extraterrestrial life to communicate with Earth. Now, the mysterious transmission soon became known as the WOW signal, in recognition of the exclamations scribbled on a printout of the data by astronomer Jerry Ehman. Now, nearly 50 years have passed since that extraordinary message was recorded, and nothing like it has ever been detected again. Yes, there we go. Astronomer Jerry Ehman was so excited by the data, he even penned his reaction. And there it is. There's the little note there, and the word "wow" written there in the margin. Yes, fascinating. Indeed, over the past 5 decades, experts have failed to convincingly explain the signal using natural phenomena, leaving many to conclude that it may truly be evidence of alien life. However, at last, one team of scientists has come up with a possible cause of the anomaly. And sorry, ET fans, but it has nothing to do with little green men. Now, Abel Mendez, a planetary astrobiologist based at the University of Puerto Rico, believes the signal may actually be evidence of an extremely rare flare. Now, he and his colleagues posit that a dense magnetic star known as a magnetar may have emitted the strong blast which struck a cold interstellar cloud of hydrogen gas. Yeah, absolutely fascinating, isn't it? As I say, I'm not a scientist myself, but if there are any astronomers out there, astrophysicists, please let us know what you think down in the comments, because we'd love to hear from you. It's just sort of, makes the mind go certain places, doesn't it? And thinking, is somebody communicating with us? Fascinating, isn't it? Now, this, they write in a preprint paper submitted to the Astrophysical Journal, would have caused the hydrogen cloud to emit the radiation detected by Big Ear. It is a very rare event, Mendez told Life Science. I'm still amazed that astronomers are able to detect it. Yeah. Still, even if it's a natural phenomenon and a very rare one, still makes you think. He and his fellow researchers reached their groundbreaking hypothesis after unexpectedly discovering 8 WOW-like signals while sifting through old data from the now-defunct Arecibo Observatory. Now, the signals, each of which lasted 2 to 3 minutes, were recorded by Arecibo between February and May of 2020, and all had frequencies close to the WOW's 1420 megahertz. That is pretty cool. I think that's awesome. Yeah. That's just extraordinary. That a number of these unusual signals were recorded in just an hour's worth of Arecibo's data suggests a natural origin, the team argue. And given that hydrogen clouds are common throughout the universe and naturally emit radio waves at the same frequency, they are most likely source of the transmissions. Still, the newly identified signals are 50 to 100 times fainter than the original WOW signal, but Mendez argues is because they weren't illuminated by a magnetar. Now, if they got brightened for more than a few minutes, it will be the WOW signal, he said. But for that to happen, you would have to have something out of the ordinary. Now, he explained that a radiation beam released by a distant magnetar, which is essentially, I can't even speak today. A highly magnetized husk of a dead star which could emit strong bursts of radiation and would theoretically be powerful enough to make intervening hydrogen clouds glow. And his team's findings suggest that the big ear was, by chance, pointed at one such magnetar-based hydrogen cloud in 1977. That's really interesting, isn't it? Well, here's a bit of background. We've got a video here. It goes, for a few minutes. Check it out. On the WOW signal itself. And we should check it out and carry on the conversation when we come out the other side.
That is the decoded sound outer spacey, doesn't it? Do you hear that? That whistling sound?
That was the sound of astronauts in 1969. Tapes just made available from the Apollo 10 mission reveal an eerie experience they had on the dark side of the moon. That's the one furthest away from Earth. NASA says they believe what they heard was radio interference. But now, well, there's a local scientist thinking he's discovered the cause of another great space mystery. That scientist, the director of space programs at Mosey, spoke to the Now's Adam Weiner about his groundbreaking discovery.
Astronomers are always listening into outer space, so imagine you're listening closely for something as quiet as a pin to drop. Bam, you hear something as loud as books slamming on a table. That's what happened in 1977. And take a look at this. This is a copy of the actual notes that this astronomer made back then. You can see he circled the moment that the sound happened, even wrote the words, wow. That moment in scientific history has become so well known that the sound he charted is now known as the wow signal.
And with the use of radio telescopes, even amateur radio telescopes, basically, we can sit there and record all these cool sounds. Some of them sound like sonar pings from a submarine. Some of them actually sound like spooky sounds, like a haunted house.
Professor Antonio Paris of the Museum of Science and Industry in Tampa thinks the wow signal has long stumped scientists because they were distracted.
Because everybody was looking for aliens. For the most part, everybody's looking for a radio signal from an extraterrestrial source. And I wanted to approach this from a natural phenomena.
So Professor Paris and his colleagues went back in time, tracking the paths of comets only recently discovered.
With development of astronomy software, and NASA is using kind of like Wayback Machines to plot where these comets are moving through.
Paris now thinks he knows what the radio telescope was pointing at.
Two comets that were in the very same area during the same time and same date. So astronomically speaking, when you look at the universe, for these things to all be in the same place, it's 1 in a billion.
His theory was just published for other scientists to study as well. I'm Adam Weiner for the Now, Tampa Bay.
Well, that was absolutely, amazing to me. I remember hearing about the wow signal when I was a kid and thinking, wouldn't it be nice? Now, looks like it isn't, but it would be nice. Absolutely incredible. And look at this here. Magnetars can emit powerful electromagnetic radiation into space. And there's a little artist's impression of one. That's incredible, isn't it? Fascinating stuff. Yes, nevertheless, while other astronomers are excited by Mendes's new hypothesis, many of them remain unconvinced. Now, I like this creativity. Michael Garrett, chair of the International Academy of Astronautics SETI Permanent Committee, told Scientific American, but it feels a bit contrived to me. He and others have noted that although such bright targeted emissions of radio waves from hydrogen gas at the precise 1420 megahertz frequency are technically possible, they had never been observed before. Now, furthermore, skeptics argue that multiple coincidences would need to occur simultaneously for the new study's theory to work. He's suggesting a phenomenon that has never been observed. Jason Wright, a professor of astronomy at Penn State, told Science News, the set of physical conditions is extremely delicate and specific, and it's not clear if that's even possible. Yeah, interesting stuff. I'd love to see a follow-up on Mendes's work to see if he can replicate it. It'd be very interesting if he could. Not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying that it would be interesting to see it replicated again to see if he can produce the same results. Interesting. Mendes now plans to continue his investigations into the Arecibo archives, which he hopes could shed further light on the signal's precise locations. Well, good on you, Mendes. Definitely do it and see if you can replicate the work. Still, to do this accurately would require high-resolution maps of the patches of sky which include hydrogen clouds, and for this, he and his colleagues need the help of the Very Large Array, a network of nearly 30 radio dishes in New Mexico that work like a single miles-long telescope. And now, in order to fully understand the real origins of the WOW signal and its more recent counterparts, Mendez will need more detailed information on changes to the properties of the hydrogen clouds, particularly their brightness. But at this stage, he conceded anything at all will be something to think about. Now, certainly is something to think about, isn't it? I mean, seriously. I mean, this, I wonder if that's how it's going to happen, that we do discover that there is life, intelligent life in the universe through something like this. Or do you think they're just going to come down and go, look, we're sick of hiding? Or alternatively, they won't come anywhere near us because human beings are the Jehovah's Witnesses of the universe and the rest of the galaxy is pretending it isn't home. That's probably close to the mark. But all in all, just even discussions about the possibilities of life on other planets fascinate me, especially with little things like the WOW signal, whether it's a natural phenomenon or an artificial one. Love again to hear your thoughts on this down in the comments. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate if you're up for it. Drop a comment down below the video because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
fascinating, but quite impossible.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.